Ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, my name is Robert Serrano Jr., and I am the natural born thriller because I'm the natural and I'm born to be the thriller. And if you don't like it, beat it because no one wants to be defeated. I'm just saying. Um, Blakeface, talk about Roman Hall. Nah, I got nothing to say about Roman Hall. I'm here to do a review when it comes to WWE SmackDown and 205. Right now, Roman Hall's not on my mind. So, with that being said, YouTubers, welcome everyone to the SmackDown Live and 205 Live review. The first one I'm going to talk about, obviously, is going to be SmackDown. And then once I get to that, I'll get to, once I'm done with that, I'll get to 205 Live. So, just finished watching 205 Live. Just ended minutes ago. And let's we'll get to that momentarily. But right now, let's get to what happened on SmackDown. Got my own notes here, so we're getting ready to start this right now. So here we go. So WWE SmackDown Live from December 19th, 2017. This will be the December 19th, 2017 edition. They were in Newark, New Jersey. Your commentators were Tom Phillips, Byron Saxton, and Corey Graves. Now before I move on, let me show you a photo, folks, about when it comes to AJ Styles, still WWE champion when it comes to watching SmackDown, and also when it comes to attending the SmackDown as well. The hard side of the camera, basically the hard side of the arena, a lot of seats are filled up this time. And you want to know why? Because Jinder Mahal is no longer WWE. I'm just saying. Finally, WWE decided to wake up and smell the coffee this time and allow someone to actually be WWE champion. Officer Rick from MAG, I meant to say. Why do people call you a smart? Well, apparently because I like AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Hideo Itami, aka Kenta, Finn Balor, aka Prince Devitt, Kevin Owens, aka Kevin Steen, Sami Zayn, aka El Generico. Yeah, because I like indie wrestlers that put out very good wrestling. Makes me a smart. So I'm gonna claim that. I'm gonna be if I'm a smart, then by all means I'm a smart. A smart who loves wrestling. A smart who's a fan of wrestling. Yeah. So to start the show, we get General Manager from SmackDown, Daniel Bryan, to kick off the show. So Daniel Bryan comes out. He makes the main event match for SmackDown, where it's going to be Randy Orton, Shinsuke Nakamura, and AJ Styles versus Jinder Mahal, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn. And then sure enough, we get Shane McMahon coming out to address Daniel Bryan about this whole situation from Clash of Champions. Because keep in mind, the tag team match between Shinsuke Nakamura and Randy Orton lost to Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, where basically a lot of controversy was going on in that match, where Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan being special guest referees in that match. So basically, Shane McMahon is talking to us. Talking to Daniel Bryan to say about everything that went down on Sunday and everything. Basically, Shane McMahon wants Daniel Bryan to explain himself, and that's exactly what Daniel Bryan just did. So all of a sudden, the best for business reference was thrown in there with Shane McMahon, and then Daniel Bryan went against that whole best for business because he talks about how he was talking about where he was involved with this whole thing, where it was best for business, what came to the Authority back in 2013. I'm sure you'll remember that one. And then Dan Bryan suggested that you know if Dan Bryan did something wrong, when it comes to Shane McMahon, then Dan Bryan wants him to fire him then, if he feels that way. Basically, if Shane McMahon feels the way that he towards Dan Bryan, what he did on Sunday, then he should fire him. But then Shane McMahon says he's not going to fire him, and he basically let him know that wish him luck for tonight's show, and that was it. We didn't see Shane McMahon for throughout the rest of the night. The only person we did see later on was Daniel Bryan, but yeah, that was basically it for the show with that whole thing. Now, what's this going to lead to between Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon? I don't know, to be honest with you. I hope this really doesn't end up having this WrestleMania match rumor between Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon. I really don't want to see that. So, but yeah, that was that. WWE SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Usos versus Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin. Good match. Nothing else to say about that. It was a good match. In the end, yeah, Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin going over the Usos, and I guess they're going to be in line for an opportunity for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships in the future, maybe. So we'll see what they do with that. Now, before I move on, folks, let me just double check something here. All right. Just check for any notifications before I move on. Okay. All right. So then also WWE starts plugging the total Bellas. Brie Bella, Nikki Bella, the Bella twins, or the Bella sisters, since they don't look at their twins anymore. But still, the total Bellas has 1 million subscribers on YouTube, and no one gives a fuck. Next week, Charlotte Flair coming out. She addresses the whole thing about what happened on Monday Night Raw. What came to Stephanie McMahon making an announcement that there'll be the first ever women's Royal Rumble back when it comes to the 2018 Royal Rumble coming on January 28th. Maybe just double check that if that's the right date. Yes, January 28th at the Royal Rumble 2018, there will be the first ever women's Royal Rumble, which I am excited for. Now, what I'm hearing so far, it's going to be 20 women's in the match. And the champions are not allowed in the match, by the way, which is by the way Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. So those are the two women are not involved in the match, and I will find out who's going to get the opportunity of the women's championship title, either on the on the Royal Rumble. Now, it has not been reported yet who Charlotte Flair is going to wrestle against. Now, and another thing is, we don't know what title's going to be on the line at Royal Rumble when it comes to the women's championships from either Raw or SmackDown. But that's something that they had to decide. And also, what I'm hearing about the first ever women's Royal Rumble is that it's going to be 40 minutes. And when it comes to the men's Royal Rumble, which is going to be 30 minutes, like always, and also like always, a 1 hour match for that one. Even though it's going to be more than 1 hour, though, I mean, more than an hour basically when it comes to the minutes as well. So, but anyway, Charlotte Flair comes out there. Yeah, she basically addresses that and everything, and she talks about how the Women's Royal Rumble is happening because of the fans. And I'm one of those fans, and my other friends are also one of those fans that wanted to see that happen. And now WWE's got the opportunity. They got enough women on the roster to do the match, and we're going to see it unfold at Royal Rumble 2018, and I'm excited to see it. So now we get Naomi coming out. She addresses everyone that, first she congratulates Charlotte Flair for defending her women's title against Natalya at Clash of Champions, and then she says she's going to be entering the Women's Royal Rumble match, and then she'll see the Queen at WrestleMania. So I hope they don't do that match. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing that match, but I mean, we've seen this match before between Naomi and Charlotte Flair, but I don't want to see it at WrestleMania. I mean, can they manage to do it? Yeah, they can. They're good performers to do so, but if anything, I don't want to see it that as a WrestleMania match. but we'll see. We'll see let's see who ends up winning the Women's Royal Rumble. We'll get to more of that when we get close to that, which is going to be in 2018. But yeah. So also we get the Riot Squad coming out, which is Ruby Riot, Liv Morgan, and Sarah Logan. So then Naomi starts trash talking about to them, saying that they're not going to be in the Rumble, even though she's not the general manager. She's also a wrestler, so what gives her the right to say that they can't be in the Rumble? And then she calls them. I'm trying to remember what she called them by. Oh yeah, Naomi starts calling them chicken heads to the Riot Squad, and then the crowd starts chanting chicken head. So then basically what happened next is that Naomi decides to challenge, the two Riot Squads, whoever's going to be, against Charlotte Flair and Naomi. So that was the match. So the match was, was set up. It was Charlotte Flair and Naomi versus Ruby Riot and Sarah Logan, while Liv Morgan was at ringside. Match itself, I was like whatever. It wasn't anything special. Wasn't anything good, anyways. But it was a whatever match. But I gotta say this one thing though. Naomi was looking good in the match though. So let's just say there. But other than that, Naomi. But speaking of Naomi, she ends up winning the match for herself and Charlotte Flair. Where she went for the rear view onto Sarah Logan and gets the 3 count and win. So there you go. Yeah, like I said, it was whatever match, and it didn't mean that much. Then we get to the New Day backstage. They're passing out pancakes, and they're wearing costumes when it comes to Christmas theme, basically. So we have Kofi Kingston dressed like a gingerbread man, Xavier Woods dressing like a reindeer, and Big E dressing like an elf. And I got a nickname for them, but I'll get to that later. But then they were confronted by Rusev and Aiden English, which, by the way, Rusev was dressed like Santa Claus, and Aiden English was dressed like Frosty the Snowman, and like, what the fuck is this? But they start plugging the Rusev Day t-shirt, and then Aiden English starts singing Rusev Day, oh Rusev Day, so whatever. But basically Rusev, what he did there next is that he grabbed one of Big E's pancakes off of his dish and all that. He starts chewing on it, and he throws it down, and they start stepping on it, and this ends up setting up a match. Stupid. Dolph Ziggler's United States Championship celebration. You got to hear what happened here, folks. So, by the way, that was the end of the first hour. By the way, now we get into the second hour, which again, Dolph Ziggler's celebration, when it comes to him winning the United States Championship from Clash of Champions. Which, by the way, none of us was looking forward for Dolph Ziggler, for Dolph Ziggler to win that title. Anyways, just like none of us was looking forward to the celebration that they had in mind, that they had planned for Dolph Ziggler. So he comes out, he's in the suit, whatever. He cuts a promo about how he deserves it. He's busting his ass for the last 12 years. He talks about how he won the United States Championship from Kofi Kingston, and they show clips of it. And they show him winning the United States Championship at Clash of Champions. Basically, that makes him a 2-time United States champion, by the way. Then they show him winning the Intercontinental Championship, and he talks about it, how he won it, I guess 4 locations. Let me see. It says right here. Oh no, he won it 5 times. Okay, so he's a 5-time Intercontinental champion, and yet no one cares. And he talks about how he won the Money in the Bank ladder match from July from 2012, and he cashed in on his opportunity to become the champion after WrestleMania on Raw against Alberto Del Rio to win the World Heavyweight Championship, and yet no one cares. And then Dolph Ziggler says something about making history in the WWE. And then Ziggler, all of a sudden, he puts the belt down. He leaves, and that was it. What does this mean? Does this mean he's leaving? Hope he is, because I don't give a fuck. Fuck Dolph Ziggler. And what does this mean for the United States Championship? Maybe a tournament. That'll be nice, but we'll see. I didn't care. I didn't care for the celebration for Dolph Ziggler, so yeah, and that was that. Whatever. Daniel Bryan was on his phone, backstage in his office, And then we get Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn coming in. They're doing yup, 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 because it's the yup movement. So also in Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn thanks Daniel Bryan for doing the right thing and everything from Clash of Champions. And then Bryan says he didn't do right for you guys. And then all of a sudden they start smiling and everything, and then start laughing at the spin of Shane McMahon being miserable. And then Daniel Bryan says, why that smile off your face, or is you guys on fire? And then he tells them, now get ready for your match for later on. And then Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn had a disgusting look on their face, and they start leaving the office. I thought that was funny. All right, here we go. Next, we get to the low point of the show. Besides the backstage segment with New Day. So speaking of New Day, we get the New Day coming out to have their match. It ends up being Kofi Kingston, aka hold on a second, I got it right here. Kofi Kingston, aka Gingerbread Kofi, or aka Gingerbread Kingston. Then we get Xavier Woods, aka Xavier the Faggot Reindeer. And finally, Big E, aka Big Elf. Basically, they're still in your Christmas costumes, and they went up against Rusev and Eddie English, which by the way Rusev is Rusev's Claus, and we got Eddie English, who's known as Aiden the Snowman, and they're in their basically in their Christmas costumes, wrestling in that Christmas costumes. This was terrible, folks. I fucking hated this match. I didn't want to pay attention to the match either. I didn't even want to listen to Byron Saxton for being a fucking sissy, for saying, I don't remember how he said it, but it was so fucking. I'm like fuck you, Saxton. You're fucking terrible. Just like this match was terrible. So to make matters worse, they had pancakes with whipped cream on it, and then with a cherry on top. And it just ends up getting face face all smashed up on it and everything. Oh, by the way, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods was in the match while Big E was at ringside. But yeah, New Day wins. Fuck this match. Fuck this whole fucking shit, man. It was fucking terrible.
Let's say I drunk it today. And I clearly drunk nothing.
Sup, Anthony. Don't let the losers troll you get to you. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. They can troll all they want. Doesn't bother me. So yeah, that was that garbage match. I don't know what was fucking worse. The tag team Halloween match that they had from two months ago, or this Christmas match that they're doing on SmackDown. With it was fucking terrible, man. Now let's get to something very important, the main event match. But before I do, they plug Hideo Itami making his he's gonna make his debut on 205 Live, and I'll get to that after this. So, WWE Champion AJ Styles, Randy Orton, and Shinsuke Nakamura versus Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Jinder Mahal, where he's being accompanied by the Sin Brothers. Match was good. Even I'll dare I say this, even Jinder Mahal looked good in the match too. Now I'll go back to to calm down and to not crap on Jinder Mahal anymore, because not saying that he improved, but I'm just saying he's no longer in the title picture anymore, which I'm happy for. So if anything, hopefully Jinder Mahal will get the opportunity of going to the United States Championship, and that's what he should be going after, the United States Championship, not the WWE Championship. But like I said, the match itself was pretty good. Everyone did their part in the match. Shinsuke Nakamura ends up being the one getting the hot tag, and then Sami Zayn got tagged in. I'm like, damn it, man, why couldn't it have been Mahal? Because I want Nakamura to get that win back from Mahal. So yeah, so even the Sin Brothers got involved, and the Sin Brothers ended up getting taken out. And yeah, AJ Styles, Randy Orton, and Shinsuke Nakamura, man, they worked very well as a team. And someone on commentary said they're the dream team, and I agree. That's a good way to say that Styles, Orton, and Nakamura are a dream team. They work so well together, man. It was unbelievable. So in the end, Nakamura goes for his Kinshasa to pin Sami Zayn and gets the win for his team. So yeah, positive thing about the show was the main event match, and the rest of the show. When it comes to the other matches, um, well, I'll let you know how I feel about the New Day versus Rusev and Aiden English. I thought that was trash. But the rest of the matches, they're pretty solid. But the main event match, that one sold for me very well. So before I give my overall show rating, let me go back to the list of matches that happened. So Mount Wrestling for our number one for SmackDown for the December 19th, 2017 edition. Unfortunately, there were only two matches. Then we get to the second hour for when it comes to Total Wrestling, two matches too as well. So yeah, not much matches happened on SmackDown. So so Total Wrestling for SmackDown for the December 19, 2017 edition was 4 matches. So my overall rating for the show, I'm gonna go 6.5 out of 10. Basically 6.5 out of 10 for this show. And that was SmackDown. And before I move on to 205 Live, which by the way, maybe check out something first before I move on to it. I gotta check some new notifications here. Okay. Alright, never mind. Okay, I'm good. So yeah, like I said, SmackDown for December 19, 2017 edition, 6.5, 6.5 out of 10. And now, welcome to the WWE 205 Live review, the show from December 19th, 2017 edition. And they're in the same place of Newark, New Jersey, just like SmackDown was. So when it comes to 205 Live, after SmackDown was over, it cuts to the WWE Network. For those who does have the network to watch this event where it features the cruiserweights. So, yeah, let me put out the notes here. And so you have your commentators, Nigel McGuinness and Vic Joseph, meant to say. Almost said his last name. It's just his first name, but all right. Let's get to this. So the show opened up with Kalisto and Grand Metalik, and they go up against Brian Kendrick and Jack Gallagher. So Brian Kendrick cuts a promo first about Grand Metalik and everything, but basically insulting him by saying that he's basically they're mocking Grand Metalik by saying he's the king of the ropes and all that, and you got Jack Gallagher, meant to say. Drew Gulak is for later on, by the way. But yeah, he's mocking Grand Metalik being the king of the ropes, and then Jack Gallagher is talking about how they're basically making an example of these two. So we get to the match. Match itself was pretty good until it ended by disqualification with Jack Gallagher. I think it was Brian Kendrick. Yeah, Brian Kendrick, who's illegal in the match, and Jack Gallagher was the one who's actually legal in the match. And Brian Kendrick refused to leave the ring, and then referee calls for the bell to call for a disqualification. So the Lucha team, which is Kalisto and Grand Metalik, wins. And then we get to Brian Kendrick and Jack Gallagher, adding insults and injuries to Grand Metalik. And it was weak, by the way, the way it was done. So what happened was Brian Kendrick had the steel steps set up for Grand Metalik's from his kneecap near the ring post. Jack Gallagher was basically holding him down with his umbrella, and then the low drop kick by Brian Kendrick to the steel steps was weak as fuck. But basically that was supposed to be enough to injure Grand Metalik. unfortunately. Which, by the way, it really didn't. And that was it. That was that segment, and there's no else to say about that. We go backstage where we see Enzo Amore counter promo to the Zo Train of what's left of them, of Arya Daivari and Drew Gulak. And he talks about, you guys got one job to do, and that's make sure that Cedric Alexander doesn't win, and they fail. Well, maybe they would never fail if they wouldn't never take out Tony Nese from last week. So then Drew Gulak says, if anyone is to blame, it's me, basically. Basically, the blame should go to Drew Gulak. That's what he's saying and all that. And he said he's going to beat Cedric Alexander. And he basically called it an intense promo. So basically, that'll be safe for later on in the main event between Drew Gulak and Cedric Alexander. The same match that they had on Raw. It's going to be in the main event for 205 Live. So Drew Gulak leaves. Also, Enzo Amore told Arya Daivari to show some passion, and then he leaves. And then basically Arya Daivari had a look on his face like, "You're right. I do need to show passion." So yeah, we'll get to that later, by the way. Now we get to the debut of Hideo Itami on 205 Live to go up against, of all people, Colin Delaney. Wow. So they had Colin Delaney to be part of 205 Live as well. Whatever. But it basically was to showcase Hideo Itami, aka Hideo Itami, aka Kenta, the innovator of the GTS. So, yeah, Hideo Itami wins the match, and during his match, by the way, he kept saying, "Respect me." He sure says, "Show me respect," like he did on NXT. The way he says it too, "Show me respect." But yeah, Hideo Itami wins with the GTS onto Colin Delaney, and Colin Delaney, he sold it pretty well. He took it very well. He acted like he already got knocked out, and looked like he was put to sleep. But the problem I had with this match was that the crowd didn't even care, and that really sucks. But still a good impressive debut for Hideo Itami. I just wish the fans were into it, but unfortunately they weren't. Dasher interviews Enzo Amore. He was in the middle of his promo, which I didn't care for. But then also Cedric Alexander interrupts, and basically he talks about he's going he got a second chance, and he's gonna capitalize on it. And then Enzo basically saying, "Oh, you got a second chance, huh?" and all that. Basically just mocking him. And then Cedric Alexander talks about how the Zo Train are the reason why you're still the Cruiserweight champion. And then he says something about one word to describe Enzo Amore, and then he walks away. And I'm like, wait a minute, what's the one word? So Enzo Amore says, "Yeah, you're right." He said champion. Yeah, whatever. That was not in promo, whatever. Drew Gulak versus Cedric Alexander. You got Enzo Amore being ringside for Drew Gulak. He cuts a promo about whatever. I didn't care. Again, I didn't care because I don't care about Enzo Amore that much. But then Drew Gulak says something about no chanting. And he talks about how he usually does his PowerPoint presentations, but he said, but not this time, because this time it's about taking action and all that, and like, fuck off. But I like Drew Gulak though. I'm just saying, and not talking. Let's get the action already. But maybe just finish the rest of this. He says something about certified G, bonafide stud, even though it's supposed to be Enzo Amore's stick and all that. And he talks about how he's talk about his mentor and his friend of Enzo Amore. And he talks about how he's going to overpower Cedric Alexander. So we get to the match. Match itself was pretty good. Drew Gulak, he's always known to be an intense wrestler, and he showed it in this match. He showed a very good main streak. Enzo Amore was at ringside. This time was non-commentary. On like whatever. But yeah, the match itself was pretty good between Drew Gulak and Cedric Alexander. In the end, Cedric Alexander gets the win with a lumbar check, a nasty lumbar check by the way, and the way Drew Gulak took it was really really nice. After the match was done, Enzo Amore goes in the ring. Well, actually, he was teasing to get in the ring, and then Arya Daivari comes out of nowhere, and the attack failed. He gets a lumbar check for his trouble. And yeah, that was it. And the Zo Train, they backed off and all that, and Cedric Alexander looked strong. I just hope they decide to give the belt to Cedric Alexander, because he's working so hard, in the WWE, where the fans are not really paying any attention to him. And I blame WWE for that. It's their fault that, well, the real fault is Vince McMahon and Kevin Dunn. They ruined the cruiserweight division, to be honest with you. Ever since they took over on creative control of 205 Live and the rest of the cruiserweight division on Raw, it's been a colossal fail. You get guys like Neville trying to make it better, and look who he is right now. He's gone from WWE, and I hope he never comes back. By the way, he's better off wrestling elsewhere. And I'm hearing they're having failure negotiations with him to come back to WWE, but he doesn't want no part of it, and I hope he stays away. But yeah, Cedric Alexander, he's getting it done, and hopefully he will become the cruiserweight champion. I just hope it will mean something when WWE will actually give him the opportunity to to seize in the 205 Live as a cruiserweight champion. So yeah, Mount Wrestling on the show was three matches, obviously. 205 Live is known to be the most exciting hour on television, even though it's on the WWE network. But however you watch it, though, on your laptop or your smart TV, wherever. But yeah, my overall story for the show, decent show. So I'm gonna go 6 out of 10. So yeah, that's basically it. So represent, I'm done. This is the first time, when it comes to the SmackDown and 205 Live review, that it's gonna be a short video, because usually it'll be I'll be doing this at 1 hour. So yeah, there was not much to say about SmackDown or 205 Live. It was just just quick results, that, and quick analysis, that, and there you go. Yeah, so I'm gonna wrap it from there, folks. So thank you all for watching. You all have a good night. But before I call it a night, if you're new to my YouTube channel, for I am Robert Strandler Jr., please subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you like this review I just did for SmackDown and 205 Live, give this hit the like button. If you dislike this video, give it a dislike. The choice is yours. Doesn't bother me one bit. So you all have a good night. Take care. Peace on the streets. Talk to you all soon, which is gonna be tomorrow when it comes to NXT review. But for now, I'm out.